Alright, so here's part two. So back to the fucking story. And this is a true bedtime now because I'm actually laying in my bed. So I'm sitting here one night and he's like, "Oh, can I come over? Like, let's hang out. I don't want to be at the crib right now, whatever." So I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. You can come over." So, and mind you, he doesn't drive. So, actually, there's a couple of stories. Like, let me sidetrack. So, to this story, one day, me and him went to San Diego because we were going to go to, damn, Buena Park. Buena Park? Is that what it's called? Anyway, so we were going there, and it's like, there's like rides, and it's right by the beach. It's really nice or whatever. So we were gonna go there, and so picked him up. We were driving, and by the time we got there, it was like mad fucking crowded. No places to park. It was kind of, we were driving all the way in a row. So he was kind of like, "Oh, let's go get to this place so they get this food. Like, this they make like some bomb kind of asada fries and la da da da." So I'm like, all right. So San Diego is a pretty big place. So we were kind of like near SeaWorld, San Diego Zoo, Safari Park area. We ended up in El Cajon, which is more closer to San Diego State, and picked up these fries. And I was driving, so I had to drive us back home. Now, mind you, we're in peak traffic time because we went during a weekday. So, yeah, almost 2 hours to get home. This motherfucker fell asleep on the way there. And while we were driving in San Diego, he was really bad at giving directions. Like, he wouldn't tell you to turn until like the last minute. So I was like, fuck it. I'm like, you drive because I don't know where we're going. So he hops in the driver's seat. He takes off down the road. And for 5 seconds, I had that slight thought of, can this motherfucker drive? Because of the way he was driving. So these cops on motorcycles turn the corner and they're like pointing, turning, saying, "Go back." And so this motherfucker could not do a 3-point turn. So he almost hit the officer twice, going forward and pulling back. And so when he did do the turn, we turned the corner and the police officer pulled us over. And I'm sitting here like, ain't this some shit? you know? Actually, he didn't even pull us over. We pulled over and I was like, "Get out my front seat." Because I'm about to drive. And while we're switching, that's when the cop come. So the officer's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And I'm like, "Hey." Like, I'm like, what the fuck? And so he instantly asked him for his license. And he's like, "Whose car is this?" And I'm like, "It's mine." So he's like, "Let me see your license too. And do you have like your registration and blah, blah, blah." So I give him all that stuff. And so the officer, while the officer is looking up the info in his little computer, he's he's like, "Come here." And I'm like, "Nah, I ain't walking over towards you so he could think we're conspiring. Nah, what?" You better learn some sign language, nigga. And so we're he's all like, "I ain't got no license." I'm like, I was ready to leave that nigga in San Diego. So, like, we end up, officer calls us over to the cop car, and he's like, "So this is you, right?" And he's like showing him over the computer, and he's like, "You have no license. You have a permit. So you're not supposed to be driving, right?" And because like the permit like it wasn't like, I don't know what it was, whatever the situation was, he wasn't even supposed to be driving. And so then the officer pulled up my info. He was like, "You see how this look? You see how this says license and she can drive?" And so I'm sitting here because I'm more so concerned if the cop doesn't let us go because you've been smoking, so you might get locked up for something else. And I was like, if he don't let us go, what's gonna happen to my car? Am I gonna have to tell my mom that I am stuck in San Diego? Like, that's gonna be one hell of a phone call. And so the officer's like, as long as you drive, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm not gonna do nothing to y'all. You know, like, son, you need to get a license. And so, I was like, "Ugh." And so we get in the car, and he like, at first he was very apologetic, like, oh my bad, you know, like, I should have told you, like, when I was living in Virginia, I got into a car accident, so I got my license suspended, and some lie. It was a lie. Either way, it was a lie. So I was just kind of like, I didn't want to talk. Like, I was like, nigga, don't say shit to me. I'm not talking to you right now. We're good. You can sit there in silence. And so then after we drive off and it's been like a good 2 minutes, then he wants to be like, fuck the police, fuck them, blah blah blah, like going off. And I'm like, but nigga, you're the one with no license. Like, what are you mad for? If anybody should be mad, it should be me. So now, fast forward back to the original story I'm telling you. So, drinking my mom liquor, I'm pissed off. Then he's all like, oh, where's your phone? And I'm like, where is my phone? Don't you have it? I already know you have it, so you might as well give it back to me. So he finally uses back my phone. And he starts bugging about my ex, like, oh, why are you still talking to your ex, blah, blah, blah. And mind you, me and my ex are still friends, clearly because we're back together now. That we were still friends at that time, it was just that me and him were having a really hard time dating. So I'm like, what about him? So what? Because mind you, beginning of the story, what did I tell you? He's still talking to other women in front of me, like trying to holler, whistling at them, doing this little, like, I don't know, light skin kissy kiss face, like, I don't know, you know, light skin nigga shit, I guess. And so, and he was telling me that his ex wanted to have his baby and all this other stuff, like her parents are gonna pay him to do it, blah blah blah. Like, I'm just like, too much. So so we're having this fight back and forth. So by the time we really started getting into the fight, my mom and my grandmother showed up back at the house. So me and him go outside. We're standing on the side of my house. He's trying to get loud. He's trying to fight my ex. He's like, call that nigga, tell him to come meet me, blah blah blah. Getting loud. And I'm kind of like, nigga, chill. First of all, I live in a white ass a white ass neighborhood. You're not about to be sitting out here acting a goddamn fool because you're an idiot. Like, let's be clear. So finally, get him to calm down. Now, mind you, he been playing with my phone. So my ex is calling because he's kind of like, you know, what's up? You know, why are you saying this and that? And so my ex called and he answered the phone because he said on my phone. So I snatched the phone out of his hand, and mind you, me and him are fighting. So he's all like getting in my face, and I'm like, nigga, you the bad back, because I don't know who the fuck you think I am, but trust and believe, like, I'ma handle mine, because you not about to be sitting up here acting like you about to fight somebody, nigga. We all gonna be in the hospital. Like, straight up. So I'm like going off on him. He's going off on me. So my ex is on the phone. He's kind of like, whoa, you know, like, he is wilding. Like, what is happening? He was like, do you need me to come up here? And like, it was just like, my ex had no like idea what was going on. So I'm like, fuck you. I'm gonna take your ass home because I don't got time to be dealing with this. I'm about to go ahead and just drop you off and we're dead, bro. So get in the car. My phone fell in between my seat. So my ex-husband was just trying to call me to make sure I was okay or whatever because he heard all this yelling. And while I'm taking him home, he's, I don't even know, like hanging out the window like a damn dog. And he's yelling, talking about fuck you. And oh yeah, get all the bitches. And we gonna fuck, I'm gonna fuck. And blah, blah. And I'm just like, you know, like, and I'm not exaggerating, like, let's be real, like, he was not putting it down. And so about time I came back home, my mom was pissed. Not pissed that we and him was fighting outside. Not pissed that he drank the liquor, but pissed because my ex showed up knocking on the door. Like, where is Bree? And my mom was like, Bree's not even here. And like, my mom doesn't like when strangers just pop up at the house. So I was like, my bad, I'll talk to him. So I called him and was like, yo, what's up? And he's like, girl, are you alright? Like, what the fuck was going on? And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I just got back. I dropped him off, whatever. I don't know what was going on. He was being extra, like he was mad drunk and blah, blah, blah. And like, my ex was not having that. Like, he was ready to fight. And so I was just like, it don't even matter. We could just drop it. And then like basically I did drop it. He like tried to hang out with me like some other time. He tried to tell me that he was about to be put in jail. He needed me to bail him out and blah blah blah. He loved me. He wanted to like be. I was just like too much. So clearly I ended up back with my ex and we are still together. And me and my ex have been pretty much, even though it's been on and off, we've known each other and been together for 2 years. And so I definitely think that he's someone who is definitely here to stay through all the drama. But that was basically my first bedtime story. I definitely think I'm going to be doing this as a series because I definitely have like crazy ass stories to tell. But for me in that situation, if I would tell any girl that if someone is going to be rude and disrespectful to you, you definitely do not need them in your life. If you can't sit and be civilized and have a conversation with them without them getting angry, drunk, high, doing whatever, if they can't respect you as a person, like forget being your girlfriend and your boyfriend. Like if no one can respect you as a person, you definitely don't need them in your life. Like I don't understand, like in them 3 months time, I don't know what was up with me. I don't know what the hell I was going through in my mind. But that was someone that was definitely toxic and someone that I definitely did not need. And I'm very glad that I had people around me that was going to be like, girl, like my best friend wasn't having that. My ex wasn't having that. Like I definitely think my mom was not going to have that. So I definitely think you gotta listen to the people that surround you. Especially like my best friend, I've known her for now going on 20 years. Like if she tell me, girl, he ain't right, he ain't right. And she knows me better than anybody. So that's basically what I want to come tell you guys. A little bedtime story. And I hope you guys have a good night. Juice.